Dr. James had always been a man driven by his passion for science. His groundbreaking research in genetics made him a respected figure in the medical community. But his life took a tragic turn when his beloved wife, Sarah, fell ill with a rare and incurable disease. Despite all his efforts, Dr. James couldn't save her. His heart was broken, but his greatest fear was for their 16-year-old daughter, Emily, who resembled her mother so much. He feared she would meet the same fate, so he decided to dedicate his life to protecting her at any cost. After years of relentless research, Dr. James believed he had finally succeeded. Late one night, under the dim light of his lab, he held a vial containing a glowing blue liquid. This serum was supposed to protect Emily, make her stronger than any human, and ensure she would never fall victim to any disease. Despite the risks, Dr. James was convinced it was the only way to keep his daughter safe. Without telling her the potential dangers, he decided to inject her with the serum the next morning. At first, everything seemed to be going according to plan. Emily felt a surge of energy, a new strength coursing through her veins. But soon, she began to feel strange changes in her body. Her vision blurred, her skin burned with an unfamiliar heat, and her muscles twitched uncontrollably. Suddenly, she began to convulse violently, and before her horrified father's eyes, Emily started to change. Her limbs elongated, her muscles bulged, and her once gentle eyes turned a glowing red, as if she had become a monster with unimaginable strength and uncontrollable rage. The beast Emily had transformed into was driven by pure instinct and fury. In a blind rage, she destroyed the lab, her powerful limbs shattering through glass and metal with ease. Dr. James tried to calm her, to reach the daughter he knew, but the beast didn't recognize him. In a moment of uncontrollable anger, Emily killed her father, without realizing it. When her rage finally subsided, she returned to her human form, only to find her father's lifeless body before her. The shock was indescribable, and she fled the scene in terror and profound grief. Overwhelmed by guilt and fear, Emily fled her home, disappearing into the darkness of the night. She ran through the town, avoiding everyone, terrified of what she had become. She found herself in a forest on the outskirts of the city, where she could hide away from prying eyes. But the nightmares of that night haunted her. Whenever she thought about what she had done, anger and self-hatred consumed her, and she felt the beast within her threatening to break free once again. Desperate and alone, she realized she could no longer live among people. She had become a danger to everyone she loved. Years passed, and Emily matured into a strong and beautiful young woman. Despite the pain she had endured, she managed to control herself and the beast within. She lived in the forest in peace, mastering her ability to suppress her rage, and she became adept at controlling her extraordinary strength. She began to feel inner peace, gaining wisdom and self-confidence through her solitary life. Her life was quiet, but that peace was about to be shattered.